Oh, hey, look at that. It's another Zelda game. Yay! So, I recently did a video wherein I was killing a Lynel, a certain Lynel, on the Great Plateau in Zelda Breath of the Wild. That Lynel being the white main Lynel who was only there in Master Mode, and yeah, he was very tough. Let's just say that. If you go back and watch my other video, then you'll see I died 24 times trying to kill it. And it took me a long time. And so after that, a few people were talking about Master Mode and about that Lynel specifically, and there was one comment that I saw somewhere of this guy who said, well, I mean, these Lynels in Breath of the Wild, they're not as hard as the Lynels from the first Zelda game. And I immediately disagreed with that. I'm like, there's no way. The Lynels in the first Zelda game are definitely way easier than the Breath of the Wild ones, because, I mean, don't get me wrong, this game is not easy right here. The Zelda one is not a super easy game. There's a lot to it. You get hit hard and fast, and most enemies appear in swarms rather than by themselves. So, I mean, maybe it is the case. I wanted to see for myself, okay? Is this guy crazy? Am I crazy? Who's crazy? That's what we're here to figure out, is which is harder, Lynels in Breath of the Wild or Lynels in Zelda 1? So this is a extremely non-scientific test here. First and foremost, I put it into second quest by entering my name as Zelda, which I don't think that will actually matter for this specific instance, but just in case, I wanted to make this as close as possible to how I did Master Mode in Breath of the Wild. The other condition here is that I'm heading straight for the Lynel. I'm not collecting any hearts. I'm going to have 3 hearts just like I did in Breath of the Wild. I'm not collecting any items, not even a bow. And yeah, that's it. I'm just straight up going at it. So we're just going to see. So I don't think the enemy positions are changed between Zelda 1's 2 quests, but I'm not certain about that, so we'll find out here in a second if they are indeed. Because there should be one Lynel right up here. Yeah, there you go. So there's the blue Lynel of the lake where you get the white sword. So let's see. Let's see if I can... Oh, look at that. I've already taken 2 damage. This guy is indeed hard. Definitely. The Zola does not help, by the way. Oh, he's dead. Okay, well. So we can safely say that that one blue Lynel is not as hard as the Great Plateau Lynel. Now, before anyone cries foul and says I've been practicing this, I have not been, okay? You just saw that. What am I supposed to practice there? It's just running around and stabbing. There's not much to it. The last time I played this game would have been, I think, back in April, if I remember correctly. And I didn't play all the way through, and I wasn't playing second quest. But I've overall played this game many, many, many times. So, I mean, I guess I do have some practice in it, but not recently. I did have more recent practice fighting Lynels in Breath of the Wild, though, because before I did that challenge... Oopsie. I didn't kill by Octoroks. I don't wanna. Before I did that challenge to take down the Great Plateau Lynel, I actually challenged a friend of mine, Tess, to see who can kill the most Lynels immediately after leaving the Great Plateau. Which I killed quite a few Lynels, so I had some experience with that. And I'm not a pro Lynel killer in Breath of the Wild, mind you. I'm not as good as some of the people. I watched a few other people take down that Lynel. Man, they did good jobs. They're using their shield bashes, which I'm not super good at doing a perfect block. I'm not gonna lie. Against Guardians, I can get it okay, but I don't know the timings for other enemies. So I could definitely say I'm not like the best Lynel killer, but I definitely had a lot of practice before Breath of the Wild. I mean, before the Great Plateau Lynel, and even then, I still died 24 times. So this game here, I think I've been playing it since 1998. Is probably when, either 97 or 98 is when I got A Link to the Past, and I loved it, and so I immediately went out and got as many more Zelda games as I could. I got this, well actually I think I got Link's Awakening DX, and then I got this, and then I got Zelda 2 on the NES. Went out to my local Funko Land, and then I had it. And I played it a whole bunch. I beat it as a kid. I was 9 years old in 1998, so I assume that's the first time I beat it, was when I was 9. So I've got a few things memorized in it, but as far as the enemies go, there's not really much to know about them. They all have one move, well, two moves, I guess. They can either walk into you or shoot something at you most of the time. And it's just all about making sure to block their attacks and hit at the right time, and that's it. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm blocking and hitting, and right now I'm heading over to the cemetery, because right below the cemetery is a screen with a crap load of Lynels on it, and that's where we're going to do our final test about this, is to see if I can take down like 8 Lynels at once without dying. And I may not be able to. Oh, here we go, this Lost Woods. Looks a little different than it does these days, doesn't it? Yeah, as you can see, these Moblins, they're pretty much fighting exactly like the Lynels would be fighting up ahead. Main difference being that you can see I'm blocking their arrows. I will not be able to block the Lynels' attacks without the magical shield. I believe it's up, down, or up, left, down, left. Let's see. If I got the magical shield, which I could do for like 90 rupees, then the Lynels would be like super easy. I could even make it easier by getting the bow. But my goal here, this should be them. Nope. Oh, well, there's not as many as I thought there'd be. Oh. So you may remember I was just saying, I can't block the Lynel swords, right? Let's retry. I don't know. I don't know what retry does. But yeah, I can't block the Lynel swords, because I only have the first shield. If I had the magical shield, I could, but I don't, because I'm trying to, again, do this with just the starting equipment. Reason being is that it's true you can cheese the Lynel fights in Breath of the Wild a lot of the time. The biggest cheese would be using the Guardian arrow, the Ancient arrow, which would kill a Lynel in one hit, as opposed to the 5,000 around HP they would normally have. Like, every type of Lynel goes down in one hit when you use an Ancient arrow. So I'm trying to avoid powering up in this one to make it the most honest comparison I can give. And right now our death counter, as you can see there, is at... Oh, get out of here, you! Now I gotta go get a fairy. Worst thing I could do is start, like, getting rushed, because... Oh, look at that! I mean, I didn't go out of my way to get those, right? Can I use those? I bet I can use those. I don't know. People get mad at me for using bombs, whatever. I've got them. I didn't go out of my way to get them, and that's pretty much how it was. Is like, the whole point of the Great Plateau Challenge was that I didn't do any other preparation than what I could do on the Great Plateau. I just, after I finished doing everything, I went and killed them. So, if I happen to have bombs here, I would say that that is absolutely fair. What is my cat doing? Ooh, stopwatch. And that would be a lucky thing to have when I'm actually up against the Lynels right there. Oh, more bombs. Alright, we got max bombs. We're going in this pretty well. Which is true, I did go into the, it's funny, I went into the Lynel fight in Breath of the Wild with 8 bomb arrows. So, this is pretty spot on. The bomb arrows were super helpful. Okay, so here we go. Let's kill these jerks. I'm not even gonna have to use anything, am I? This isn't even fair. This is not even fair. I mean, granted, I could die at any second here by being an idiot, but as of right now... I think there's more Lynels in the screen above me. I'm not certain about that. And I'm pretty sure it's a tighter area. So if I kill all these guys, I'll go up to the next screen and see what happens there. Can I have away P-hats? Okay, so Lynels are all dead. Great. Let's try this one. a bunch of red ones. Still something. Yeah, one thing is just like a Falcon Punch in Smash, you can turn before you shoot the sword beam. So you can't just like hit and then run away. Okay. I'll have to put up a little, well, I say have to, this is after if you're watching this, I've already edited the video, so there will be, on the bottom right, a Lynel counter to see how many Lynels I've killed. So I just did 2 screens of them without any issues. Let's try finding another one, I guess. Why not? I think there's more up in Death Mountain. I mean, I feel like I've kind of proved my point here. But, you know what, just for good fun, let's just see how many Lynels. Oh, look, more Lynels. Just see exactly how many I can kill without dying. Oh boy, oh boy. These guys might get me. These guys might get me. The other nice thing is they're bound to tiles, whereas I am not. Alright. So that's another death for me versus a whole bunch of Lynels. So, but I still say I did it pretty good there. So let's give it one more shot. Let's go up to that same screen. And we're not gonna die. Oh, those Lynels are still dead. These guys aren't, though. That's unfortunate. Yes. It is nice. I'm used to not having heart drops in Zelda now that I've been playing Breath of the Wild for, what, 190 hours now, I think? I have played a lot of that game. Okay, so we got that batch of Lynels done. Well, now I don't even know what to do with the Lynel counter. Because if I didn't kill that first batch, do I just act like I did? I'm getting dings. Dang it! You are a jerk. But you are stuck on one tile, so sucks to be me. Doid. So, I said earlier, if you freaking just try to rush it, you'll die. That's pretty much how it works. You have to take this game calculative and slow in order to be victorious against enemies. That's just how it works. Okay, what did I say? They're actually getting me quite a few times. I don't think they'll give me 24 deaths, but I'm getting more deaths than I thought. A swarm of Lynels definitely isn't as easy as I was thinking it would be. Not at full hearts this time, but whatever. Oh wait, no, that's not whatever. That was important. I need to have full hearts. Get from one of these P-hats, probably. You know what? Screw it. Let's just use some bombs. Brought them here for a reason. Ugh, whatever. One of these genies will probably give me full hearts. I will say that even though I am dying a few times, I'm not being as over the top as I was fighting the Great Plateau Lynel. Just doesn't feel as feels hectic, I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's just because the scale is grander in Breath of the Wild. I don't know. Probably that. Not to say, you know, old games can't have good sense of scale when it comes to battles and such, but I feel like it's easier to give that kind of feeling in a modern game rather than a retro game. Dang it! These guys. Okay. Let's see. What I need to do first is take care of this jerk. Okay, that gave me a heart. Which actually will not help me too much, but having these P-hats flying around is definitely not helpful. Come on, land. Land! And give me a fairy. Hey, it listened to me. Okay. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, this group of Lynels is now dead. Oh, more bombs, okay. Great. There's gotta be another one. There's gotta be a bigger group of Lynels. That's a dungeon. There was another Lynel up there. You know what? Let's just kill him. Bring my kill count up more. You know, I should clarify. I'm definitely not, even though I am trying to say that Breath of the Wild's Lynels are, in fact, harder, and I think I've succeeded in that point, I by no means want to act like this game isn't challenging and or fun, because it absolutely is in both regards. I love this game. I've dearly loved it for a long time now, and even though it's, you know, I wouldn't consider it as challenging as some other games I've played, it's still very challenging. A lot of difficulty, especially when you get into the dungeons. The dungeons are where it's really at. Like, Lynels, they're hard and all, but they're nothing compared to a Wizrobe or a Dark Nut. Those things are way more frustrating. Especially Wizrobes. Wizrobes are jerks. They show up in the same dungeons as like-likes, and so you lose your magical shield, and... Oh, I can't get that on Boomerang. You lose your magical shield, and frickin' can't block their waves anymore, and each wave does, like, a heart... No, I think it's a full heart, even with the red tunic. Well, you wouldn't even have the red tunic at that point. You'd still be on blue. So yeah, they're more Lynels. Okay, they didn't want to attack me, I guess. That is the one thing about the AI in this game. There are some enemies who are better at following you, but for the most part, they kind of just wander around and shoot randomly. Compare that with the Breath of the Wild Lynel, who focuses on you before you even see him, and does everything in his power to decimate you. And usually succeeds. Okay, let's save that heart for just in case. And save that fairy for just in case. Are there two of those? There are two of those. Get off there. Dang it! Fairy, fairy, fairy! Yes! That was good luck there. Good RNG if I was a speedrunner, I guess, as they call it. Okay, that's another dead Lynel. What about over here? More dead Lynels? Okay, here's the one. This is the screen right here, so let me come back here for a second. This is the one that will be like the penultimate screen. There were, what, 6 blue Lynels over there? So here we go, let's kill them. Main thing I want to make sure I don't do is get caught up both vertically and horizontally between 2 Lynels, because that would be very bad. I see some of them are just trying to run away, going up the stairs. Oh, well, this is done. Keep in mind, I didn't go out of my way to get that clock. It just was brought unto me. So I think this settles it. This game is meant to have enemies as obstacles more than as competitive combat challenges. And they succeed in that. They do what they're supposed to do. The Breath of the Wild Lynels are meant for an entirely different purpose. You can get away from them pretty easily, and they're not always, like, there's only one Lynel in the entire game you have to even get near. So it's just really meant for a combat challenge, and if they're meant for a combat challenge, most people aren't going to cheese it with a guardian arrow or a bunch of bomb arrows and just take them down, unless you're going for loot. There's that too, but these Lynels, not so much. These Lynels are just kind of obstacles in getting across the world. They're there to put pressure on you, but you know, killing them isn't exactly a challenge, so that's pretty much it, I guess. There's not really much more to say about that, so go kill some more Lynels, everybody.